When you think of Germany, of course you think of cities like Berlin, Frankfurt, and Munich, and we encourage you to visit them all. You should absolutely see the Berlin Wall, the centuries-old streets and squares of Bavaria, and other postcard-ready locations. However, we also know there's so much off the beaten path that's just as worthy of a visit. Countryside castles, mountainous passes, German wine country. To get a true sense of this incredible country, there's plenty outside the big cities that should make your itinerary. Unfortunately, off the beaten path is just that. Not accessible by public transportation in most instances. That's why we think renting a car should be part of every German vacation. It's a way of seeing another side of Germany, a way to get closer to local life, and let's face it, to get away from the selfie stick-bearing crowds. That said, you're also probably watching because you're not quite sure about taking on driving in Germany. Most likely, you've heard of the speed limitless AUTOBAHN, which can sound intimidating. And there's plenty more to know. But don't worry, that's why we created Trippiamo, the only comprehensive guide to driving in Germany. Vetted by driving schools and travelers that have done it before, our guides are the perfect place to get started with your driving adventure. To give you a little taste of what you might learn in our guides, here are some of our top driving tips. Tip number 1, make sure you know ahead of time what kind of fuel your rental car takes. Diesel is much more common in Europe than in the US, so don't assume your vehicle takes gasoline. If you're not sure, there will often be an indicator on your dash or on your gas cap indicating the fuel type. It's always best to ask at the rental agency ahead of time to be sure. When at the gas station, gas, Benzin in German, typically is indicated by a round symbol or a blue or green handle, while diesel is typically indicated by a square symbol or a black or yellow handle. Tip 2. Carry all necessary documentation, including your driver's license, vehicle registration, and proof of insurance. You may also need an international driving permit. If you're a US citizen, you can get one by going to your local AAA office. Tip 3. Contrary to popular belief, the Autobahn does have rules and limits that must be followed to avoid fines and for general safety. While you may have heard that there's no speed limit, in fact, 30% of the Autobahn has one. Plus, in the areas where speed is not specifically limited, you still don't have license to do anything reckless. The rules state that you can only go up to a speed where you have full control of your vehicle. Any driving behavior that indicates lack of full control can earn you a hefty speeding ticket. On that note, cars in Germany will often approach much faster than you're used to at home. You may not have as much time when a car is coming up from behind. Be vigilant and use your mirrors to prevent an accident. Tip number 5. For parking, the signs in Germany may take some getting used to. This sign indicates the start of a no parking zone, and this sign marks the end of it, with this sign indicating that you're in the middle of a no parking zone. In many places with paid parking, you'll use a machine that will give you a ticket to display in your dash, similar to many places at home. In zones offering free parking, you will often be required to use a parking disc, Parkscheib, at certain hours. A sign will tell you how long you can park. Simply turn the disc to display the time you arrive and place it on the dash. It's always good to make sure your rental car is equipped with one before you drive off the lot. If you're finding this video helpful, please drop us a like on this video to help others find this content more easily. Our channel also posts videos on great tips and tricks for traveling abroad across the globe, like how to get a round-trip ticket to somewhere like London for under $300. Yes, I said under $300 round trip. Please subscribe to learn more travel hacks. Alright, let's get back into a few more driving tips for Germany. Tip number 7. In general, be prepared for a more offensive driving approach. Drivers will come very close, something that might be considered tailgating in the US. Likewise, cars will often cut much closer when passing. This isn't rude, it's just the German driving style. Tip 8. In an emergency, the most important number to remember while in Germany is 112. You can dial 112 for police, medical, or fire emergencies. And don't worry, they'll almost always have an operator that speaks English. That was just a quick overview of some of the top tips you should know before driving in Germany. That said, there's nothing quite like getting hands-on experience to gain confidence driving abroad. I know the pre-trip anxiety personally, as I never felt properly prepared when driving abroad myself. Sure, there are resources online, but none of them felt complete or were very dated. That's why we created Trippiamo. In addition to informative videos covering pretty much everything you'll need to understand as a foreign driver, you'll also have access to our 360-degree driving tours, the closest you can get to driving in Germany before actually being behind the wheel. This way, you'll know exactly what to expect as soon as you hit the road, so you can enjoy your trip without any pre-trip anxiety or constant nerves while you're traveling. Our guides have been built by travel experts and vetted by European driving schools. They cover everything from driving requirements to local etiquette to how to handle emergency situations, and even lots of ways to avoid unnecessary tickets and fines. So if you found this helpful, if you want to limit your chances of getting tickets, and if you're looking for confidence to drive abroad, you should definitely give Trippiamo a try. A small price and a 1-hour investment that can really pay off for you in the long run. Click the link in the description to access Trippiamo today. We hope you found this video helpful and wish you a safe and stress-free adventure in Germany.